All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to Apostle and Elders in New York, GMS. And salutation to Yakim that's teaching the truth, putting your lives on the line for it. My name is Maya Gala Bongad with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. I'd like to make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And speckled birds that scatter abroad. Speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their father's paternal bloodline go back to the 12 patriarchs of Israel. A good example of that is Blake Griffin's son. All right. So, right here, man, just show you that the so-called, basically the indigenous people of Americas are the Israelites that the Bible speak of, and basically how they suffer on the curses in Deuteronomy 28, just like Judah, the so-called Negroes, Benjamin, so-called West Indians, and Levi, the so-called Haitians, man. All right, particularly all right, here's the tribe of Issachar, so-called Mexican, the indigenous people of Mexico. All right, not the people who came there and conquered the indigenous people of Mexico. Those are Edomites, the Spaniards. All right, the conquistadors. All right. And see right here, it says ridicule of indigenous Ashkenaz highlights racism in Mexico. Right, man. So racism in Mexico started when Spanish came over there and conquered her, I believe, in 1521. I believe that's when they first set foot on Mexico, and they conquered the tribe of Issachar, the indigenous people of Mexico, man. All right. You can see right here, the Alyssa Aparicio. All right, play that right here. All right.
It was a historic moment. Yalitza Aparicio, the star of the Mexican film Roma, was nominated for Best Actress at this year's Academy Awards. It was the first time an indigenous woman was in the running. But despite international recognition, not everyone back in Mexico celebrated Yalitza's success. ¿Y tú por qué? Mexico's largest TV channel ran a parody of Roma. Many accused the light-skinned actress for mocking Yalitza with her brown face makeup and a prosthetic nose. Other Mexican personalities attacked the indigenous actress on social media with racist comments. Award-winning actor Tenoch Huerta says roles...
All right, you see that how they ridicule the sister, man, the so-called Mexican sister, man, the Issachar sister. And this proved that they are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, let's see right here, Deuteronomy 28. Says right here, it says Deuteronomy 28, 45 and 46. It said, moreover, all the curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he command thee. Right, I'm gonna read this over again because the train just passed by. Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all the curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he command thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever. All right, so that's how you know who are the Israelites, man. All right, that's how you know what the Israelites. Okay, and what's one of the curses, man? All right, so here it says, well, Deuteronomy 28, verse 37, and thou shalt become astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether Yahweh shall lead thee. All right, so what's one of the bywords, all right? They called it, let me get this article right here. All right. You see the bad word they called her in the video. All right. This is article Reuters on the Edomite actor Sergio. All right, Sergio Gore. Whoever had his name pronounced, man. He's a devil. All right, but here we go from Reuters. It says a Mexican soap opera star apologized Friday for using racial slurs. And this is all we're having the East Side. Every time you get bust, you want to apologize and or make donation to made a donation to some charity, something like that. Anyway, it said a Mexican soap opera star apologized on Friday for using racial slur. Described actress Yalitza Aparicio, who performance in Curricular Cane Roma made her first indigenous woman to be nominated for Best Actress Oscar. The video surfaced on Twitter Friday. The actor Sergio Gore, 60, can be heard criticizing the film committee for nominating. All right, this is what he said. Criticized for nominating. It says, well, for nominating a fucking Indian. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. All right. All right. It says, Apparition, 25-year-old from Southern Mexican state of, I believe it's pronounced Walker, played a domestic worker and director, right? So he called it Indian. Indian is it's a bad word. All right. So, those were not what they was called, indigenous people, Mexico was called when they when the Spaniards first set foot conquering them, man. Those they wasn't called Indian or or any other Mexican. That's even a bad word, man. All right. So that's how these people are the Israelites, man, because they fit in the curses. And what's a bad word? No bad words: Mexican, Latino, Hispanic, Indian, wetback, beaner. All right, and they even call niggers sometimes, man. All right, nigger. All right, chili chonga. I think I heard that one time. Chili chonga. All right, so those are bad words, man. That's how these people are the Israelites that the Bible speak of, because they experienced the same curses as the so-called Negroes, the tribe of Judah in America, man. The same thing happened with Judah, man. All right, so I'm playing the rest of it. All right.
For dark-skinned actors in Mexico are limited.
Dark-skinned actors. All right, talking about Issachar, man. All right. Because when the Spaniards came over to Mexico, they conquered the indigenous people and set up a casta system, a system based on racism and class, man. So where they put the Edomites that came from Spain, put them on top, and then they put the mestizos, and then they had the seeds of the Edomites. When I'm talking about the actual real mestizos. All right. Because a lot of Issacharites was victim of paper genocide. The Edomites of Mexico classified them as mestizos to boost up to make it look like Esau, the majority of the people of Mexico. But it's not true. All right. So then they had Jake, man, Judah, so-called Afro Mexicans, man. All right, so they had Issachar, the indigenous people of Mexico, and they had Judah, the so-called Afro-Mexicans, down at the bottom too. Also, you had among them, also got the tribe of Benjamin. All right. So it says right here, it says Deuteronomy 28, 43 and 44 said, a stranger that is within thee should get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt lend to him. He should be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. All right. The stranger talking about what he was, man. Esau, all of they was our servants, man. Esau, the Hamites, they was our servants. Now what? We on the curses, and they on top, we on the bottom, so we had to go to them for food, water, and anything. It's the same thing, just like here in America, man. All right, we gotta go for Esau, Judah, Gad, Reuben, Ephraim, Issachar. Same thing happened in Mexico, man. Issachar, Zebulon, Asher, Reuben, Judah in Mexico. They had to go to Esau to get what? Food, water, clothing, everything, man. All right. All right. Don't be fooled, man. The people that rule Mexico are Edomites, man. All right. And they cause I get this from the Issachar buzz within our camp in GMS Chicago. That they'll be like, well, I got the Edomites that rule Mexico. Well, I got indigenous blood on my mama's side. We the same people. That's that trick they use, man. But your nationality go by your father, man. All right. So the Edomites they're Edomites that rule Mexico. Issachar don't rule Mexico, man. All right. And they set up that caste system, man. That's why they got that that racism there, man. And you see what the actor said. He says what? He said they only get like certain roles, man. Servant, house, say the same thing. This the so-called Judah so-called Negro experience now, man. Get what? Thugs, thugs, man. Thieves, pickpockets, gangsters. To get the coon roles, man. All right.
People like me can only play characters who are messed up or who are thieves. We're the delinquents, which is funny because 80% of the population are mixed race. Your skin pigment still determines your social status and cultural level. The darker your skin, the more ignorant you are. It's a narrative that's been around for 500 years. Some critics say popular characters like La India Maria helped perpetuate stereotypes about Mexico's indigenous population. Parte de la romantización de lo indígena.
All right, so there you go, man. All right. It says, well, Psalms 44, man, got the curses in here too. Psalms 44:14. All right. It says right here, Psalms 44:13 said, Thou make us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn, a derision to them that are round about us. All right. What's a reproach? Reproach. All right. Karapa. All right. Let's see that mean. Karapa. Reproach. Scorn. Taught. Scorn in. Reproach. Wrestling condition. Shame. Disgrace. Reproach. Object. All right. Let's go back to there. We're going to go into the other words. It's going. All right. Log. All right. Going to that. Mocking. Derision. Stammering. Mocking. Derision. Stammering. All right. So they mocking Issachar in Mexico, the Edomites mocking Issachar. Also Judah in Mexico, the so-called Afro-Mexicans. All right. All right. With that comment, Mimi Penguin. All right. They marking Judah. All right. Going to word Kolak. All right. Another word, derision. Hebrew word for derision. All right. It says let's see, Kola. Let's see right here.
Strong's H 7047. Kellis.
All right. So it's kolas. All right. Slot kolas. All right. It says let a laughing stock, derision. And this was what's happening right here, man. They made what? Issachar what? A laughing stock. Alright.
Some critics say popular characters like La India Maria helped perpetuate stereotypes about Mexico's indigenous population.
Parte de la romanización de lo indígena.
Part of the portrayal of indigenous people is that they're kind of like children who have not developed their abilities.
See that? Children who not develop their ability. They did that to Judah's so-called Negroes here in America, man. Alright? These people are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
Are poor, very lazy, and don't produce anything worthwhile. They become a caricature in the media.
But thanks to actors like Tenoch and Yalitza, ordinary Mexicans are...
Alright? They made characters just like the so-called Negroes in America, the tribe of Judah, man. Alright? Alright? Curses haven't happened to them. Why? Because they are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Alright? The curses happen to them. Why? Because our forefathers violate the law, statute, commandments of Yahweh. And he said the curse shall come to pass if we violate his law, statute, commandments, man. But guess what? You were Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. The curses are coming off us and going onto who? Esau, man. Alright? So the Edomites here in America, and the Edomites in Mexico and elsewhere throughout Americas, man, they started now they started beginning to be on the bottom, man. All right, and they're gonna be our servants in the kingdom, man. All right, all right. All right. So then this right here, let's get another curse. All right, because I'll go all day, but I'll just try to get this and try to make it not too long, this video. All right, so go another let's look at another curse. This is here in Chicago. All right,
Pleading for justice tonight after their loved one was shot and killed on the city's southwest side.
WGN's Patrick Elwood is live at 10th District Police Headquarters with an update on the investigation. Patrick.
Joe and Mike, good evening to you. The family of Frank Aguilar, they are just simply devastated through and through. The 32-year-old nurse was shot and later died at the hospital soon after he got off of his shift at Misericordia.
He graduated with honors and at St. Xavier's. All he wanted to do was just help others. He didn't deserve what happened to him. All we are asking is for justice.
That is the sister of Frank Aguilar, who was shot a block from his home near 32nd and Hamlin. After his nursing shift ended at 11 o'clock, he was walking up the sidewalk with a laundry basket in hand, still wearing his scrubs. A car pulled up and fired several times. His family believes it is a cruel case of mistaken identity. Aguilar is the youngest of 5 siblings. Tonight, they gathered, mom and other family too, grieving their sudden loss. They say he had a great sense of humor, a love of travel, of public service, and with relatives who served in the military, police, and fire departments, a desire to help those struggling with PTSD.
He was my best friend, family member. He was everything to me. I was in the Marines for 8.5 years. He was my lighthouse, my light. He's what kept me pushing and going. Every time I had struggles, I would call him, and he would gladly talk to me or like go out of his way just to help me.
His family says Frank graduated with top honors, and as he lay bleeding, after calling 911, he was giving himself first aid when paramedics arrived. He died later at the hospital.
He always helped others before he helped himself. And we're asking the public if they have any information to come forward.
And police say there are some cameras in the neighborhood, but as his sister mentioned, they really want a tip from you, the public. No tip is too small. Anonymous tips are welcome.
all right. So there you go, man. All right, we we're on the curses, okay. In this particular, the tribe of Issachar, so-called Mexican, man, the indigenous people of the Americas. All right, and what just happened to him? All right, let me get this. All right. It says Deuteronomy all right. It says Deuteronomy 28:64. It says Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers had known, even wood and stone. All right, that's what's going on in Issachar's so-called mass community, the rest of the Northern Kingdom tribes, man. They was also scattered around the earth. They was also picked up, put on slave ships, and sent to the other side of the world. They was a slave over there. They also enslaved over here in Americas, man, on their own land. And they got into what? Catholicism, with representing the wood, stone, Islam, Buddhism, all that madness, man. All right. And among these people thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, which is captivity, slavery. But Yahweh shall give thee a trembling heart, failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. Right. So they had no assurance of their life. All right. And that's what happened, man, because they was also lynched. All right. This is a book called Forgotten Dead. They're talking about the lynching of so-called Mexicans, tribe of Issachar. All right. It says, in the morning thou shalt say, will the Most High, it was even, and at even thou shalt say, will Most High have a mourning for the fear of thy heart, with thy fear for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. All right. All right. All right. So, brother, Lord willing, God willing, we should live this day. That's how you prove we on the curse. How you know the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, are the Israelites, to buy particular this case, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, man. All right. And then there was another curse, Deuteronomy 28:54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye should be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead, right? So, they should have had an evil eye for their brother, man. They probably didn't care who he was. It just blasted him, man. All right. That's also going to the beef between each other, beef within the tribes, man, within Judah, within Issachar, within Ephraim, man, the gang bang and all that stuff, man. All right. Tribe versus tribe, Ephraim versus so-called Puerto Rican versus Cubans, so-called Mexican versus so-called Puerto Ricans, which is Ephraim is so-called Puerto Ricans, Issachar so-called Mexicans. Even right now, just recently happened, man. It's been going. Issues have been going between Judah so-called Negroes and Issachar so-called Mexican years in Chicago, man. It's just not bad like it is in California, man. All right. But they've been going on, man, because we know we under the curses, man. We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Okay. All right. So nurse shot and killed. All right. You can see right here. The girl shot trick-or-treating.
A nurse gunned down on his way home. A little girl shot trick-or-treating. Just two in a series of shootings in Little Village showing gang tensions.
All right. So, it's part of curses, man. Look at this guy right here.
We begin tonight with the CBS 2 investigation. This team, the focus tonight in the murder of a Chicago nurse.
Police arrested him after a high-speed chase in an SUV. An SUV police say was used in the shooting. CBS 2 investigator Megan Hickey takes a close look at his criminal past at just 19 years old.
They're behind that silver Jeep that's wanted for homicide.
This is the silver Jeep, caught on camera at the scene where Frank Aguilar was shot last week. The 32-year-old nurse tried to perform first aid on himself before dying in the hospital. He was still wearing his scrubs.
Southbound from 71st at 115 miles per hour.
Police spotted the same car late Friday night, but the man behind the wheel, 19-year-old Armando Lopez, wouldn't pull over, leading police on a 12-mile high-speed chase before crashing into several cars. He was taken.
All right, so there you go, man. They going through the same thing that we on the same curses, man. All right, we on the same curses, you know. So-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American, Judah, Gad, and Issachar, man. All right, we one of the same people, man. We going on the same curses, man. It says Deuteronomy 28 and 46. It said, "They shall be upon thee for a sign of one upon thy seed forever." So that's how you know who are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, because you got this guy Quanah talking about the 10 tribes. They come over here. They call no shits. Well, why are they cursing? You got to answer the question, man. Why are these curses happening to these people right here? Why are they happening to the so-called Latinos and Native Americans? Because they are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. But the good news is what? We almost out of this captivity, man. And the curses should be lifted off of us, man. Okay? And the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom is going to come together. You read that Hosea chapter 110, verse 11. It says Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. It says, "Well, Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them they hate thee, which persecute thee," man. So the curses, that's why Esau going down, man. Him, his society, his all his colonies, America, the UK, Australia, all that's going down, man. All right. So, shalom.